I don't think we're muted. Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome back to Against the Tides. This is a homebrew campaign set in the continent of Wildemount in the world of Exandria. Might have heard it. I'm joined today in every session by our lovely cast of players. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves. We're going to start with Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, hello. I am Sarah X. Franco. I play Kelby Sparkspinner, the forest gnome druid bard, and we're in a forest doing forest. Passing it on to Chum.
Yeah, you'd think that would come in handy. All right. I'm Chum, go by Chum Nation, and I'm playing Anders Oberon, the human shadow monk soul knife rogue. And yeah, we'll see if that comes in handy. Over to Ty.
Hey everyone, I'm Tyrant. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter, Dr. Tyrant. I'm playing Mistwin the Iron Fist, the dwarf paladin, now with a brand new homebrew subclass that will be revealed later, at a later point. Let's go to Saint.
Hi, I'm Saint. You can find me on Twitter, DMF Saint. I play Charlie Remington, a life cleric, tourist, whatever. And I think, am I the only one who's not multi-classed?
Not multi-classed.
I don't think
homebrew or like homebrew something.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Poignet is multi-class. Oh yeah, you are. He is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
Anyway, speaking of Poignet, Bright, take it away.
Yeah, I know.
Hi everybody. My sixth self. I am Bright. You can find me on all forms of social media at the Bright Dystopia. Yes, thank you. How do I stop this now? There we go. I'll be playing Pagan to Money, Magic Boy extraordinaire. Take it away, Ash.
Hey, that's me. Hey, what's up? I'm Ash. I am the GM of this here campaign. I don't run it. These guys do. So here we are. Would anyone else like to attempt the recap for last session?
No.
I mean, I feel like it might be you.
Technically, you didn't touch your nose, Ash.
I mean, yeah, but I said I'm not doing it, so.
You're gonna make the sick man do it. All right, you guys are gonna be that way today.
Listen, I can do it if you need me to.
I'm gonna do my damnedest to remember what happened only last time.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is a blur at the moment. But we'll give it a try. Fuck, what did happen? All right. Nope. Wrong one.
Oh, shit.
We're off to a great start.
Excellent.
Good evening. Last time on Against the Tides, we encountered a green lady who had some mysterious trinkets in her sleeves, in her blouse, in her trousers. I'm asking the questions because I'm the only one brave enough to.
In her coat. But also, potentially trousers. Continue.
Some people, we won't mention names, Ty, bought items from said lady. What does he need those items for? What is he going to do with those items? Presumably, some liberalist bullshit. We escaped the Green Lady's agenda, only to make it further into the hot, muggy forest run by small people and animals. Though we haven't seen any animals, do they exist? Are animals real? They won't tell you. They're afraid to. We continued on. We spent some time with our little fireball friend. We love him more than everyone. Possibly more than Kelby. Definitely more than Kelby.
Oh my god!
We slept, some of us in trees. Kelby found a coin. Turley found himself. Chum.
Yes.
Chum did not. Why not? He won't tell you. We also discovered that vampires might not be real. As Turley continues his quest with Mistwind to find out whether they in fact do exist. More on that later. They do not. Is it at this point that we've reached the end of what Bright knows about the campaign so far and forgot what happened after our last sleep? There were several conversations, but we won't tell you. Somebody help me. Remember what happened? I don't think anything happened after that. I think
that's it. I think that's all we did.
did only those things.
Yeah. There was a scary earthquake. Queenie tried to kill a lady. She ended up being nice. There was a deck of cards. Big talks, big feelings. That's about it.
They bought things. We left. We talked. Vampires. Sleep. More vampires.
We did all of those things, but not in that order whatsoever.
You know what?
We ended on pit sacrifices.
I'm running on meds. I'll be frank with you. You're lucky I'm here. I think that's everything.
Good job, Frank.
Hell yeah.
It was all of it.
Look at you go. That was excellent.
I'm proud.
Please take a DM's inspiration point. Use it as you would like. I wish that would also cure whatever sickness is ailing you, but
I would like to re-roll that description into a better one.
Okay.
Please.
You're good. Yeah, so at this point, we'll pick up right where we left off. Where
I'd like to add one more thing.
Absolutely.
Who knew so many people could spend so much talking and do so very little? If it weren't for Ash, this story would be nothing.
That's a lie. Oh God, I love it here. Picking up right where we left off, we've got everyone on this incredibly narrow path trying to get through this god-forsaken, hot, humid, dark, weird forest. And some of you have just purchased some weird items. Some of you have figured out what they are. Some of you haven't. Is there anything that you guys would like to say to one another as you continue down this path before we do other cool things?
I would like to swaddle the little fireball. May I?
Oh, of course.
I would like to cradle him and coo quietly to him and tickle his little flames.
Just be careful. If anything happens to Smokey, not only will he blow up, but I will too.
Yes, no, as I understand, all of us will explode. Who's our favorite nuclear bomb? Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you are.
By the way, everybody else got these cool magic items, and I got this emerald. I don't think it actually does anything. Does anyone know how to identify things, or did she just pawn off a giant emerald on me?
I might be able to help you out.
Oh, all right. Here you go. I'm gonna hand over. What did I call it? The sus emerald. Here you go.
Yep, that's what I thought. It's an emerald.
It's an emerald. Yep. Okay. I guess I'll just have to spend some time with it.
Mister, are you wondering, like, what do you mean what it is?
You know, I kind of just assumed that everything she gave us would be like magical or something, but maybe it, I don't know, maybe it just is an emerald. Who knows?
If you hand it to me, I bet I can figure out. Ask the spirits and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll give Kelby the sus emerald.
Kelby, like, rolls it around in her fingers.
It feels very emeraldy.
But she is going to spend a minute ritual casting Identify.
Okay. You spend time with this emerald. You flip it between your fingies, and it shimmers and glimmers in the not light in here. This feels like it's a magic emerald. This feels like it can do some cool things. Mechanically, you would know that this emerald has a 50% chance of summoning a meteor when thrown onto the ground.
Kelby, who's been kind of twirling it between her fingers and like throwing it back and forth, kind of like listening to the spirits like talk as they say the word meteor, is gonna like clutch at it and just hold it.
Oh, all right.
Yes?
And you're sure that it's not like meat or yeah, no, Miss Twin, don't drop this. Ever.
Why, is it some sort of like luck charm or?
Luck is a part of it. There's a system of odds. Just, if you ever need a heavenly body, you know, not like a hot person, though, I mean, kind of, maybe, I don't know. Just don't throw it unless you want a meteor, okay? Yeah, you're just gonna take that. Don't drop it. Very careful. Oh my god.
Okay.
I think I need to be very clear. If you throw that on the ground, there is a chance that it will turn into a meteor. Do you know what a meteor is?
Yes.
You do?
Aye. We had a few crash in the mountains a while back, and we mined them for the ore.
I'm just really surprised that I know something that everybody else knows.
No, that's really good. Good job.
I was also thinking that. Surprised that you knew what that was.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Anyways, just maybe in like a event of like an emergency of some kind that requires that we all not live anymore.
Right. Question. Just a kind of out of character question. Did Anders get an item from the lady?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone not get an item from the lady? I'm not giving you a fucking meteor, right?
I actively stayed away. Oh, he wouldn't take it from you.
Okay.
He does not want anything she has to offer.
Who can I bomb this off on?
Clearly got a parlor trick. Does that count?
Yeah. Alright, so I guess I'll hold on to it for now. Where the fuck do I put this?
In a loose bucket.
No, I would suggest in something very secure where you won't drop it, because sometimes the spell's like thrown, dropped, quickly accelerating towards the ground. What does it really even mean? Yeah, definitely don't drop it.
Okay. I will put it in. I will put it in one of my cargo pockets that Mistwind definitely has, because he wears cargo shorts.
Hell yeah, he
There
does.
we go.
Mistwin is Mario Batali confirmed? What?
Good enough.
GM, can I try to figure out what the hell's going on with my staff now?
If you'd like.
Besides it just turning back and forth into these two things, I don't know what I can do besides just sit there at the fire and stare at it.
Okay.
So that's what Turley's gonna do.
Spend a little time with it, get to know it, you know?
Yeah, probably just like trying to balance it on one finger and see if we can find the center of balance. And...
You know, ask it what its favorite color is and its ideal date, you know, really get to know it.
April 24th.
What is your sign?
Okay, yeah. So you spend time with this cane quarterstaff amalgamation. You would be able to suss out, you know, kind of switching between the two at will, that is its function primarily, but it can do that with any weapon. It just has to absorb it.
Hey, Mistwin.
Aye.
You decided what you're doing with that emerald yet?
Well, I was just going to keep it around for a rainy day, but no.
I might have an idea at some point later.
Okay, just let me know.
Would you qualify that as a weapon, Kelby?
What?
The
His doom
emerald.
rock?
Yeah, the Doomsday Rock. Yeah, that thing.
Well, I mean, it could be used as a weapon. I imagine it has a chance of being lethal. Other
Alright.
times, it's just gonna be an emerald.
Okay. Thanks for the information. I'll put it to a good use in a good home.
Are you gonna work it in with your staff? Seems like you've been spending a lot of time just kind of
Playing with
Working
your
out.
staff.
playing with your staff. Yeah, Queenie, I'm glad that you also noticed. Just a lot of massaging. Kind of make me uncomfortable.
Stroking.
I was trying to figure out how it worked.
I
I
mean,
couldn't get it to do anything.
Don't play with it too long. You'll go bland.
well, right, and you know,
I'm
there's-
used to using it. I'm not gonna stick myself in the eye with it. It's not that big.
Well, I'm just worried about calluses, you know, causing issues further down the road.
I wear gloves.
Well, I meant on the staff.
Smart.
I don't think it cares if it gets roughed up a bit.
I mean, maybe not. If that's what you're into. I'm not gonna tell you about
It's a-
it.
What the hell are you talking about? It's a quarterstaff. It tells me when people are coming.
With that attitude,
It's only a quarter.
Yeah, it's a quarterstaff.
I thought people mostly lied about the size, if I'm being honest. I would think you would say like a half staff or 3/4
What the
staff.
hell are y'all talking about?
Your magic staff.
Yeah.
Is this your first time taking it out?
No, I've
Showing
had it
to
on me
others?
the whole time. You've seen it many times.
Well,
At the campsite and
it's one thing
combat.
to see. It's another thing to see someone fiddling with it all the time.
Anders, can you help me understand what's going on here?
This is just one of those things where you try to keep your eyes up and level so you're not really...
Yes, they they are making euphemistic jokes about your penis.
Oh, I get it. Oh, y'all are dirty.
It's quite funny.
Kelby is gonna put out a little hand up to Pointy for a high five.
Yeah, sorry. I just didn't. I don't get stuff like that. My
They
bad.
stopped me one early. I had a really good one.
Oh, I'm sorry that you didn't. Can you tell me later?
I was going to ask if it also retracts inside of him.
Oh, see, I was gonna go for glowing. Like, you might want to get it checked out.
This is very good. Workshop.
When does it turn on? You know what I mean?
How do you know?
How do you know? You might want to talk about your type. It seems to only turn on in dangerous situations.
There's a lot of therapy that's needed to unpack that.
Yeah, so much.
You suddenly hear the voice of God. I'm gonna need therapy after listening to this.
Turley seems like genuinely like taken aback and shy and like kind of shut down after that.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Turley. You can take it out and play with it anytime you want to. It's yours.
Thanks, I'll do that.
So we continue down the road.
Excellent. So you continue down the road. We're gonna expedite this a little bit. You guys have a long way to travel. Kelby previously estimated that it would take you several weeks to get through this, and that sounds boring, so we're not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna ask if there is anything specifically that you would like to do during said travel. I have a couple things for you, so I will start off with one. So think about that for a brief moment. In the meantime, you all would have noticed over the several weeks that it takes you to traverse through this forest that, one, it sucks. It's hot. It's humid. There seems to be no relief from that. You kind of start to acclimate to it. Two, you can find food in here, so even once you start to run out of rations, it's easy enough to find sustenance in here. Three, it is very dark. There are brief patches of light, which I would think you all would kind of gravitate towards. It might hurt your eyes for a while, but not seeing actual daylight for such a long time can wear on people. And you know that, so you try and soak up as much of the sun as you can during your travels here. The most important thing that you would note is that sleep is getting harder and harder. It's not so much that it's dark that's doing that actually helps. It's not so much that it's hot. You get used to it being hot and sweaty and muggy, and you kind of just, kind of blow that off your shoulder. It's the dreams that you all start to have that keep you awake or force you awake. You can't quite tell. You seem to have reoccurring dreams, very similar to the ones that you guys had last session. It feels like it starts to drill into your brain a little bit, like it becomes part of the routine of waking up, sweating profusely, finding something to eat, moving along, not really sure how long it takes you to get through this dense forest. But it does start to wear on you, and consistent sleep is becoming harder and harder. So knowing that, is there anything that you do during these weeks of travel? Anything to try and find where you're going? Anything to try and keep the mood up? Anything to try and help with morale? Or anything to keep your mind off of the fact that this is basically hell?
I'm going to give Anders something to do. And that is, I'm going to hand him my 3 diamonds, each worth 1,000 gold, and ask him to shave those down into like a third of their size each for easier application.
Okay.
If he has the time. I think Anders is also working on something else, so I don't want to take that away from him, but
That's fine. I can do it all.
and then in the spirit of the forest and nature of being bored most of the time on the road, if you pay attention, you can see Mistwind is like humming to himself a little bit, and also every now and then taking out a journal and writing stuff down. But besides that, Mistwind's pretty content with whatever's going on.
I think Turley, noticing the daylight getting like more and more scarce and the mood getting worse and worse, would just reserve and like set aside a spell slot every single day for like daylight as soon as we wake up, and let that run its course. And I think anytime we took a break, just like every other time, Turley would be joking around and trying to get people to laugh and take their mind off of things.
I think similar to Turley, every night before we went to sleep, Kelby would use her highest spell casting ability to cast sleep on everyone else in the party, just to recognizing that we are having trouble sleeping, trying to help ease everyone. And to that end, she would volunteer for first watch every night. Just to make sure that she's trying to push everyone in that direction. Unlike the times that they've traveled before, where anytime that there was a free moment, Kelby would be playing her lute or humming new tunes to herself, she wouldn't be doing either of those, and probably hadn't since we entered the forest. And she'd also try to figure out what this thing that Poigny dropped into her loot was. She knows that it was a coin, but she didn't actually look at it. I think she'd wait for a private moment when Poigny wasn't around to pull out that coin and take a closer gander at it.
Okay. Feel free to do a good old investigation check to see what this coin is.
Okay.
And Bright, prep your answer, because you're the one that dropped it in.
Okay. Let me read this really quick. Yeah, I'm also gonna cast guidance on myself. Oh, hell yeah. That's a dirty 20. 19 and a 1.
So it's just a standard gold coin. How long has it been since I dropped it in, though?
It would be pretty, she would check that probably, the next night.
Okay, so it's been a day?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
she
then...
is too curious to leave it for very long.
It's just a gold coin. It's polished, but it's a gold coin. You'll put together that the coin was dropped in as you were talking about that treasure of the forest. But there's nothing else on it. There's nothing special about this coin anymore.
Okay. Yeah, that's about all Kelby would be up to. She would be trying her best to maintain some of the good spirits everybody tried to help build up as we traveled, but she would be more demure and muted than normal.
Yeah, so the first, few nights I would spend working on Mistwin's gems. I rolled a 28, a 29, and a 19 for the 3 gems with the
Hell
jeweler's
yeah.
tools.
Amazing.
So I'll give those back to him. And then I would continue to work on my sapphire and also, work out, do monk stuff, try to keep the skills sharp, maybe
Parkour.
maybe do some parkour amongst the trees or grab one of the others and show him some stuff. Maybe show Turley how to use his quarterstaff.
No, thank you. I will just rest on my laurels, rest on my ability. I don't know.
No, Turley, it's very important. You must know how to use it properly. You can hurt yourself.
I feel like I've been using it for quite a while now.
No, this time we're actually talking about the staff.
I know, I've been using a quarterstaff for a long time.
Oh, if you say so.
At least a couple months, maybe years before you came around.
Suit yourself.
Okay, fine. You can show me a thing or two, but no more than that. I would like to add something to my 2 real fast. I would keep casting. I would keep casting Find the Path every day
Oh, okay.
to keep us on track.
Can you ping that? It seems fairly straightforward. I know you get like a cool little trail that shows you exactly where to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to ping that shit in this.
There should
If
be
you click the name of the spell, it should go in the thing.
Should. If not, I can just look it up.
Picked it up, and to play in VTT, there you go.
Perfect. Let's see here.
Allows you to find the shortest, most direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you're familiar with on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
I know that we have a destination in mind, and I feel like I could get enough information from potentially Kelby to at least get us in the right direction.
Okay. Yeah, you notice at first when you start casting this that it is literally taking you through the most direct route, and that is not on the road at sometimes. You would notice that sometimes it's like facing completely to your left. Your directions are all screwy in here unless anyone has like perfect understanding of cardinal directions when they have nothing to dictate that based on like not having the sun to tell them what direction they're going in. It'll feel a little weird seeing that. For the sake of it, we'll say that it's like a little smoke trail that you follow. Do you want it to look like anything specific?
No, but if I can make it smell like cotton candy, I probably would.
Absolutely. Ugh, love that. Okay. Suddenly everyone just gets transfixed on the smell of cotton candy and knowing that that means you're going the right way. So yeah, there are times where it feels like it's taking you in a weird direction, and eventually you will recognize that the path kind of loops in weird ways. It is not a direct route from north to south or like northwest to southeast, which is kind of the direction of this forest. It is looping all over the place, and you have not seen any point in which the path deviates. It is just the route. So depending on how you choose to navigate that through the very thick brush and overgrown trees and thorny vines and all that, that is up to you.
As it, I would just try to help us out in the hell.
Absolutely. Love that. Candy.
I would also each night check the amulet
Okay.
to see if there's any change, if it's glowing or vibrating or, showing any indication that we're getting closer to anything.
Okay. No roll required for this. You start noticing Turley doing his find the path spell. You're like, maybe I can chime in too with this. So you pull out the amulet, and at first it, kind of just dangles on the chain. But as the days go on, you notice it start to fixate on certain points. So one night, you'll just let it hang there, and then you see it very quickly turn and then just stop. Completely unnatural. It's no longer swinging, staring in a very specific direction. So again, how you choose to utilize that information is up to you. But as the days go on, it seems to happen a lot faster. As soon as you pull out the amulet, it's kind of even tugging a little bit towards the direction it's facing versus previously nothing, then facing in the direction that it wants to go, and then suddenly eager.
All right, that's something.
I think Poigny during this day of the trip, or this leg of the trip, is going to be preoccupied with kind of fiddling with his soul coin on his chest, under his shirt.
Okay.
And as he presses on it, he swears it feels looser. And so he'll kind of just idly play with it the way a kid plays with a loose tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just occasionally pressing on it and then leaving it alone, and then occasionally fiddling with it again.
Are you okay?
I am fine.
You keep itching. Did you fall into some poison ivy or something? Whatever you do, if you touch that, don't touch your staff later, because that's how things get cross-contaminated. And trust me, you do not want that.
I'm not sure what poison ivy is. I don't think I've encountered this particular poison before, but I have not ingested anything.
Oh, and Kelby will get kind of cock her head to the side at knowing a thing that someone else doesn't know, and there'll be a moment of holy shit.
And no, Queenie, poison ivy's a plant. It gets really itchy, and it can be really dangerous if you get it places where it's not supposed to go. Are you sure you didn't get you keep itching? It looks like.
No, it is not itchy. I do not get itchy.
Oh, how nice for you.
This is a mortal concern. It is a mortal issue. Again, I am not one of them. So I do not feel mortal concerns. I sweat a little bit, but...
Right. You just also...
because anxiety.
Rub obsessively at your chest.
I'm not just rubbing obsessively at my chest. I am touching my coins, the thing I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
Is
it okay?
It's still there, but it feels off.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure. It just feels different.
You want me to check it?
Are you familiar with soul coins?
No, but maybe having someone else look at it will help. I don't know. I know some healing stuff.
Do you know what you are looking for?
Well, I would imagine a rash of some kind.
Fine. There is no rash, but anything you can offer, I suppose.
Yeah, Kelby will trying to take a look and see.
When you say it feels wrong,
And she'll like kind of push on the edges of the coin to see if it like moves or it feels hot or anything.
Yeah, so it still has the same like warmth to it. It's like it gives off like a body heat, but because it's metal, it feels bizarre. So it just feels like you're touching a pan that was just recently used to cook. But it's not like hot enough to like burn you. But there's a distinct warmth to it, separate from the flesh. It does move with the skin, almost as if it's sewn into the muscle itself. So it does kind of like wobble around when you like push on it.
does this hurt?
No.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I don't know very many people with coins in their chest. Though I was recently a person with a coin in my loot.
We?
Yeah, it's the
Few
strangest
coins?
thing. It's almost like it fell out of a tree. Just right into my loot. Pretty good aim. I don't think trees can throw coins like that.
Perhaps we should check future trees for latent gold. Does money literally grow on trees in your village, town,
No,
forest, whatever you...
I don't think so.
And she'll kind of flick the coin in your chest before taking a step back.
It gives off that same resonant tone that it...
Yeah. And she'll make eye contact with Pointy.
But you seem to have a particular affinity to coins.
I mean, this is not like the one that you found in your loot, I presume.
No,
If it
but
is, I should
yours.
see it, because it's much more valuable than any coins we have interacted with before.
She will pull out the coin, though, and hold it up to Pointy.
I don't know what it was about. I don't know why you put it in my loot. I know that you put it in my loot. But I don't feel right keeping it.
You know that I put this in your loot?
Yeah.
And how are you sure that I put this in your loot?
Well, I'm really clever. And perceptive. Even when I'm depressed.
If I put this in your loot, and I'm not saying that I did, but if I did, I'm sure there was
But
a
you did.
reason for it.
But certainly.
And as there is no reason that I can think of why I would put this in your loot, I must not have done it.
Well, there's not a reason.
However, while I was, how do you say
Eavesdropping.
this? I was awake while you were shouting with Anders in the forest. I overheard you say that there was a treasure, perhaps in this forest.
Mm-hmm.
S'il vous plaît, tell me about this treasure and what its lure is.
I mean, you heard everything that I know, right? The greatest entertainer can find it.
And how will the greatest entertainer find this treasure? Is it something that you will just know when you are the greatest entertainer? Will the treasure sprout legs and walk up to you and demand a song? How will you know?
I didn't. I just figured it would make sense when it did. And if it didn't make sense, it meant I wasn't the greatest entertainer yet.
And the treasure is here in the forest.
That's what my grandpa said.
Well then, it seems to me, as I did not put this coin in your loot, that this is the only lead you have to finding said great treasure.
The coin that fell out of the tree that you were sleeping in while you were eavesdropping about treasure.
Yes, I understand this is a strange coincidence, but
You mispronounced a very specific ploy, but okay.
and he'll flick the coin back at you, just like ping.
Kelby will catch it out of the air and grin.
Your detective work needs owning. But it is a good thing you are not working towards being the greatest detective in the world. Maybe you will still have a chance at that treasure yet.
Don't worry about me, Queenie. That
I do
treasure's got
not-
my name all over it.
I do not worry. This is a mortal concern. This is a mortal thing. And he kind of just like waves off as he like walks.
Yeah, Kelby will just very nonchalantly.
Yeah, you might want to check the edge of that coin. It looks like it's melting there, bud.
She'll follow back into line.
He like straightens up for a second as he's walking, but then like continues his pace as if he's not trying not to let you know. And as his hand like slowly slides up his chest and like plays with the coin again.
Mistwind comes walking up to Kelby, just humming. Yeah, Kelby, do you know a word that rhymes with bounding?
Hounding, sounding, rounding, clowning. It's not a perfect rhyme, but it still works. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm just thinking in my head. Also, have you seen? There's this like plant that grows in like vines around trees, and I keep brushing into them because I'm real, I'm short. I'm kind of not the best at avoiding things. I've got this like weird rash in my ass. Do you know anything about that?
No, but I recently understand that Pointy knows what poison ivy is now. Maybe he can take a look at it.
Okay, I'll go ask Poigny then. Hey, Poigny! That's good enough. We'll cut there.
All right. Is there anyone doing anything else during these several weeks of travel? Anything specifically? If not, we can readdress this down the line, but just want to ask up front.
Does Turley's sort of shyness continue past like the initial kind of joke conversation, or does he kind of shrug it off after a while? You're on mute.
He shrugs it off, but it does take him a little bit, and you notice that he's not like when he is walking, like whenever we take a break at around a campsite or something like that, like he's walking on his own. He's not using his staff.
The humming and asking Kelby about rhyming words goes on for a few days before Mistwind just goes, aha. Then it stops.
Excellent. Okay.
Pardon.
Were you gonna say something? Do you want to say something?
I said, pardon. You were gesturing in my direction.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, I've got this rash on my ass. Would you like to take a look at it?
Would you like to?
I can't imagine anything in this world I would like to do less.
All right. Well,
However, since your mother will likely give birth to your stepbrother in another 8.5 months, if I do this, we can call ourselves even Steven. We? Okay. Drop trowel, bend over, pull your ass apart, and cough.
No, hold on. I don't know about that.
I feel like at this point, Turley's like walking past, and he was walking with his stick, and then he's like, and then just sets the stick down and keeps walking.
Ah, good. I need to borrow this. And he picks up your stick.
No, hold on. Ah!
I do not see a rash.
Oh, good.
There are several splinters in here, though. You should clear those out.
Oh. Gotta be, I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
I'm not a medic. Perhaps you should talk to Turley or Kelby about rashes. I do not.
I think I'll be fine. Dwarven constitution and all.
Kelby, I do have an herbalism kit, GM.
Okay.
After Mistwin had like first informed me that he was maybe, and it occurred to her that there might be poison ivy rashes. Is it reasonable to say that Kelby could have like made some sort of salve or something? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like in this moment, like she would come up to where they are with this small little like pouch of something. Just,
Here you go. Just don't use too much of it. Unless you want to go find more stuff. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. So just take that and put it on there. And I'm sorry, I didn't think it would go this far.
she turns around and heads back to the camp.
I think as Kelby turns around, you run right into Turley, who's
No.
standing there. He had just got his staff back. He's like, he kind of glances at his feet, and then at his staff, and then, hey, Kelby, can you like do that, like that magic thing where you can like clean stuff?
Oh yeah.
And she'll take a couple steps back, and before you can stop her, she's gonna clap, and it's gonna clean in your direction, like you were down.
Wait, Turley. Wait, Turley, why does your staff look like a Pocky right now?
Did it work?
Done.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Turley.
She'll do it again, and Turley will get clean.
Yeah, it worked, but I think I might have that taste in my mouth for a while.
Oh, here, I have a salve for that.
She'll just pull out another little thing and hand it to you.
Yep, thanks. Appreciate it.
That's how
Yeah,
you
you're
get
welcome.
pink eye.
What's the salve taste like?
It will
Miss
taste.
Twin's fingers.
No, it'll taste really. Let me think about the right word here. This particular salve, I think, would taste like, it would be really strong and really, like mint. Like, yeah, it tastes minty, but like that fresh mint kind of way, where it kind of like, it's so strong that it kind of like is off-putting. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine, but for a second you think, is this poison? But like, it's fine.
It's really good, thank you. I no longer have the other awful taste in my mouth.
Yeah, you're welcome. Do you need any other help?
No, I am
Are you sure?
quite fine.
Really helpful.
I'm very sure you've been
Learned
a great
all
deal of
sorts
help
tricks.
so far. Yeah, no, I don't want any more tricks.
Oh, what about some treats?
Depends on the kind of treats. If they're like this salve, I think I'm good.
Well, that's just one kind of tree, and it's not the best kind of tree. I'll be honest. I just kind of smushed some leaves together. I watched my mom do it a couple of times. We had to have it just in case. But it seems like we'll know tomorrow if it made Mistwin's rash worse.
Are these the same leaves you put on his
no.
on his tuchus?
Miss
They're
Dussy.
different. He does have some mint in there to kind of the cooling, but no, it's different. What I gave you is like we used to, when we would get sleepy on a job, kind of like shock us awake a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't taste great, but
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said it because it really doesn't.
oh no. Herbs in general just don't taste very good. Like, I recognize that you were probably trying to get the flavor of shit out of your mouth. And
Yeah.
while this does taste like shit, it doesn't taste like shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a different. I mean, it's a
There's an
question. Yeah, no,
earthiness to
yeah,
it.
you're right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. Hmm.
It's not. I mean, it's just something different. We can probably like have food, and that would help. But
I'm gonna go before you try and shove something else in my mouth. Okay?
I don't think that. Okay. Kelby's gonna kind of look back at Poigny and Mistwin, who I'm assuming are like finishing their little moment, and is gonna kind of shake her head and go, "Ah, okay," and go to make camp.
One last thing before break. On a watch, or I'm the one on watch, I'm just going to take a small little note that I've been scribbling on. I'm going to slip it into Kelby's bag. That's it.
It has been several weeks of travel. Taking care of one another, helping to find exactly where you're trying to go. And it's been, no lie, it's been difficult. But you all have each other to help propel yourself through this specific task. In regards to the dreams that you're all having, you would notice consistent themes throughout all of them. It is like, you'll have certain dreams that come back and kind of just play in the mind. The ones that you had from the last session continue to remain a constant in your head. But as each night goes, they change slightly in varying degrees of weird and confusing. But the one constant that always remains is someone in a dark gray robe. And it's like that phenomenon of like them being in your peripheral vision. You go to look and they're not there. So, you might be trying to figure out what the hell is happening with that, but not much luck with that. There comes a time during one of your travel days that the path kind of opens up to a relative cleared area. The sun is actually shining here, but there seems to be a massive barricade with a large wooden door. Kelby, you would have seen this when you came back through this way originally, but you kind of snuck your way like over this wall. You found some sort of a vine that you could drape off and then get to the side that you're on now. But you were also trying to run away and get out of there, so you might not have fully seen everything that was this specific checkpoint. And that's what it is. It feels like a checkpoint. It feels like there's no way around, basically, that you're cornered here. That even if you wanted to try to climb over these massive thorns and vines and roots that have just completely taken over any potential walking area in this forest, it would be painful and dangerous. So you stand before this massive wooden barricade with this It's like a carved wooden door. The carving itself looks like kind of a fancy filigree, but done kind of horribly with really bad woodcutting tools, but the intent is still there. And you see two people standing with staffs, like staves or whatever, you know, kind of pointy thing at the end. And they look to be in some sort of uniform that doesn't immediately look recognizable, but they are standing in front of this door and kind of staring you guys down.
Shit.
Gilby, do you know what this is?
I mean, not really. This part was all kind of a blur, and I'm pretty sure I skipped this part. Didn't really feel like explaining myself at the time. I mean, if you guys are okay, I can try and take point on this one.
Are these gnome people or like human size? Like,
If you want to roll a perception check, you can. Try and figure it out.
okay, I can do that. 20.
20. They definitely look like not human size. From the distance that you're at, with your special monk eyes, you would be able to tell that these are halflings.
Okay.
Anders, what do your monk eyes see?
I think Kelby should do the talking. They appear to be more like her than you or I. Not the same, but more like. What? I can't tell that. I was more talking about size.
I mean, Kelby and I are about the same size, are they dwarves?
You are the same height. You are not the same size.
Now, what the fuck is that supposed to mean, Anders?
You know what it means.
I know, I'm just pulling your leg. Kelby, do you need some backup? You want us to look like tough and intimidating?
Well, I imagine that they're just guarding the door. So, I'm gonna try and get as much information as I can.
Are they trying to keep people in or out?
I mean, little column A, little column B. You know what I mean?
Very well.
Or maybe it was that way. It's hard to say. I feel like
And Kelby will look at Mistwin.
things are different than they were when I was here.
A bit. Well, if you need us, I've got a shiny emerald.
That you should not drop right now.
Okay.
Kelby is going to kind of take a couple of timid steps forward before looking back at Turley. And like kind of looking like sharing that moment of like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna do the scary thing because I know we gotta do it kind of look.
Curly reaches his hand out and casts Spare the Dying. You got this.
And Kelby is going to move forward.
Excellent. Very good. At what pace are you approaching this barricade wall/door?
I wouldn't say she's running. Like, I would say she's just walking like a determined traveler, if that makes sense. I imagine everybody kind of following behind.
Okay. When you get to be about 20 yards away from these guys, you see them in sync, like, pick up their staffs and, like, point them at you and just say, "Hi! What are you doing here?"
Oh, hi. Hi, hello. we're just,
And she's gonna point at the door behind.
we just need to get through that door, I'm pretty sure. So if you wouldn't mind, just letting us get through that door, that would be pretty great.
You have to pay the toll.
Beg your pardon?
Pay the toll, then you can get through.
I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar with this toll that you speak of.
Yeah, you have to pay us money, then you can walk through that door.
What kind of money? And how much?
You see them, like... they are trying to act as professionally as possible, but you see their, like, eyes glance towards one another, like... the one on your left will kind of step forward, still with their it's basically like a lance, like their lance in front of them pointed at you. I think it should be about 5,000 gold pieces, and then the other guy steps for it. No, 10,000. And then the one on the left is like, right, 50,000 gold pieces to walk through this door.
Kelby just kind of watches them back and forth.
What would you spend it on?
I mean, we would get out of here. But 50,000 gold pieces each here.
Oh, did somebody give
Each.
you... It's okay, it's alright. Did somebody give you this job?
I mean, yeah, me and my brother have been working here for years.
I'm sorry, I'm being very rude. What were your names?
One on the left is like, I'm Golin, and then the one on the right is like, I'm Furlin. Gorlin and Furlin for those that don't speak. Ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Gorlin and Berlin. It's really nice to meet you.
You as
or
well,
rather-
miss. I mean, give us all your money.
Oh, well, I don't think I'll need to be doing that since we're such good friends.
And I'm going to cast Fast Friends
Yes.
on these two because I'm hoping that wisdom is not very high.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
from each of them.
Okay. What are they trying to beat?
They're trying to beat a 15.
All right, first one fails. They both fail.
Yes. So I will display. Let me cast really quick. At the appropriate spell level that I want to. I'm pretty sure I just want one additional target. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right there. Let's do the thing. Yep, and then I will drop this in here so you can read what it does.
Kelby's like, since we're such good friends, I know it's been a really long time since you've seen me, and your hearts are probably just breaking with joy at this reunion now that you realize that you've been missing me so much. But I think what we need to do right now is you guys need to take those awful little sticks you have in your hands, throw them as high as you can in the trees, open this door, and never tell anyone we were here.
As you give them these instructions, you see them enact those steps accordingly. Especially the throw their lances like up into the tree. They kind of struggle with that for a second and keep looking back at you for reassurance. But they complete their tasks and come back to you closer now. Now that y'all are besties, and you see Gorlin. He's got like a kind of a fuzzy beard, kind of scraggly hair. It's underneath a really tall, much too big for him, like steel helmet. And then Furlin, who, as he said, is his brother, is more baby-faced, still scraggly hair that seems really unkempt and is like pretty much in his eyes. He can barely see anything, but also with a helmet and a armor that seems far too big for him. They come up to you and like shake your hand. Oh, miss, it's real good to see you. Thank you so much.
It is good to see me.
Very sorry for the misunderstanding. It's just
No, it's okay.
it's been a lot
understand.
out here. You know, we missed the loving touch of Melora out here. Just it's been a lot.
Melora?
Yeah. It's this poor forest has just seen way too much recently. You know, it's been a lot, and we don't get a lot of travelers out here. Are you gonna stay with us forever?
No. Unfortunately, I have business beyond the wall. But I might, visit again soon. It just depends. But what do you mean, Melora? Who do you mean when you say that? I'm not familiar.
Oh, the wild mother. We miss her a lot. This was her forest. One of many.
What happened to her?
She just stopped coming. She's not here anymore. We try calling out into the sky where we know she resides. Haven't
And-
heard her in years.
These uniforms, did somebody make you wear them?
I know, we stole these off of someone.
Oh, just some people wandering by.
Yeah, you know, they wouldn't give us the gold that we wanted, and you know, they
Right.
just sloughed these off, and it was a reasonable deal.
Well, they're very fashionable. You know, Ferlin,
Oh,
I
you
really
think
like
so?
how you've brought in. It really accentuates the broadness of your shoulders, and Gorlin, like that color, it just really brings out the bloodshot in your eyes.
Thank you, yeah. I appreciate that. I'm real self-conscious the way I look, so thank you. That's very kind.
Oh, you shouldn't be. You're quite dashing. Very
Oh.
handsome.
He like blushes a little bit. That's real sweet of you, miss. Yeah, be careful on the other side. It's a lot more dangerous. There's a last place that the sun shines until Tadore, so be careful.
Kelby will kind of like get confused.
It doesn't shine at all?
No, it's very densely packed.
Do you know what caused it?
I would like to think that it's because the wild mother isn't here anymore. Spreading her blessings about, giving us all a place and a purpose. We found a new purpose with this. And they look back towards the door proudly. We carved that ourselves.
Oh, right. Very, it's always impressive meeting little entrepreneurs wherever we might find them.
Oh, shucks, thank you. We tried it out, you know, in Joelhus, and it didn't really work out for us. It's a bit scary out there, so we headed back towards here where we knew it was a bit more homely. Took us a bit of time to get here, and then we built this.
Well, the craftsmanship is quite something. I will think about it fondly
Thank you.
in the
Thank
days
you.
to come. So I'm just going to, and she'll turn to the rest of the party and we're just going to be passing through. Really appreciate you being so accommodating to a friend. It's good to see some familiar faces and remember the fond times we shared together.
Absolutely. It's good to see you and meet you and all that. Should you return this way and want some tea or something, perhaps we can prepare that
Oh, you
well in
shouldn't.
advance. We don't have an oven or anything, but we could
we would hate
could
to
bake
put you
something
out
on a
like
fire.
that.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fine. No, it's great. Stay a while. We just got a new novel in. Someone came by about 4 years ago. We've been rereading it over and over, and we
that-
both know it by heart now, so we can perform
Is-
it for you.
Is that the last time you saw someone was 4 years ago?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Okay. And who was it? Do you remember?
Just some traveler.
Well, I as compelling as that sounds, I do have a very important performance here beyond the wall, but I really appreciate you guys, doing such a marvelous job here. I'm going to insist that you both take some time for yourselves. Think about the choices that you've made thus far, and who you know, how you can better, you know, your communities. I guess you are each other's communities. But then I also think you should do a healthy exercise regimen to help keep, you know, up your spirits in these dark times. So just run really far that way, as far as you can. I'm sure this door is very sturdy and will stand up to any test anyone could bring upon it. But if you just run as far as you can in that direction, and then until you can't breathe, literally until you can't breathe, and then come back, you'll just feel so much better for it, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. Hey, Ferlin. Yeah, Golan. Ready to go? And then they just fucking book it.
Bye!
As they pass Anders and I, standing next to each other, I just kind of lean slightly over to Anders and say, have you ever wondered if maybe she's done that to us once or twice?
I mean, I didn't until you just said that.
It's a little suspect, though, isn't it?
Little bit.
Bye! Okay, yep, just in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay.
Bye!
Yeah, okay.
Good to see you. Safe travels. See you later.
You think they're gonna make it?
Not a chance.
All right, gentlemen, we have an hour before they realize that I am not their friend, nor was I ever their friend, and I feel like I've given us a pretty good head start. Shall we?
I kind of want to see what that novel was that they were talking about.
Probably one of those. I don't know. We don't really get many books here. They were always these really smutty books, though. A lot of quivering, you know?
Only a lot of talk about stabs. I get it.
But they're true stabs, yes.
Yeah. Over the forest wall, then.
Yeah, they should have opened the door, because hers was throw away your weapons, open the door, never tell anyone about us, and go for a run.
And they followed every step to a T.
Good job. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna pass through the door.
What do we see on the other side? More forest?
Yes. In fact, it is dark. It is complete darkness. It is like they have opened a door into like an old castle or something where there are no windows, there is no light, there's nothing whatsoever. It is complete darkness on the other side. The only light that is, or anything that is visible, is the path that's on the other side for maybe about 30 feet. And that's just because of the light that's pouring in at this checkpoint. That's it.
Kelby's gonna reach up and grab her druidic focus, and kind of mutter in druidic, and then open her hand, and the focus is she's casting light on it. But the light that will come out will be like that silvery starlight that's very soft. So we've got 20 feet from that.
Oh my god, Kelby, what are you doing? Huan Yi, blind your eyes.
What?
Hey, Bright.
Yeah.
Could you make a constitution save for me?
Yo, what?
Sure.
This ain't a PvP game. Just kidding.
18.
You feel like when the light comes, it should have gotten brighter, but for a split second, it kind of got a little darker for a second. You're like, oh, I thought she was trying to pull something on you like she did with those other people.
Oui. Between you and me, I do not think she is clever enough to pull one over on me. But do not tell her this, or she will make it her life's mission to try.
I will take it to a grave. Curly walks away. I was only casting darkness on him. That's all I was doing. It's not PvP. The prank war continued.
Fireball. I cannot see. Fireball.
Oh god. Everything is hot, humid, and on fire. Fuck.
Lace is dry.
Quick, light a candle. Fireball.
Okay, so you guys are on this map, right? You are, yeah, you guys are on this map. No one else can see it, but that's okay. So let's see, you all started about down here, and it's taking you several weeks, and you're maybe about halfway through it at this point. I think it was like predetermined that the area that Kelby comes from is about halfway between that and the border, so just about here. Let's just keep clicking. Look at all this. It's fantastic. So
okay.
yeah, so that, thank you, bless you. That's beautiful. So that, yeah, that little wall right there is where you're currently at. And what are you doing? Oh my god. Who is drawing on this map right now?
You really have to ask with this cast?
No.
Is that
It's not
friend?
me.
Is that friend buddy?
It's friend
Friend
buddy.
buddy.
Oh, I miss friend buddy. Man, I want to play Curse of Strahd again. Anyway, here, let me do a little drawing thing here. So you would know that Kelby's home is roughly in this general area. Can you guys see that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, are you drawing a red person for Poignet?
Wow.
I was trying to draw a fireball.
You're a
I was trying to draw a fireball.
Wow, Sarah.
I can listen. I was trying to draw Smokey.
Now your true colors are revealed.
It's really hard to draw a
Time
circle
in
and you're not
Utah
very good
has
at it.
tainted you. Oh, crisis.
My many hours in MS Paint as a preteen have done me well to give me a rough circle here. Oh god. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the find the path spell that Turley does every night or every once in a while, depending on whenever you want to do it. It's a straight line at this point. It is leading you directly to wherever it's taking you. And Anders, using the amulet that you have, it is facing straight on this path.
I think it's kind of a little it's costly for me to do this, so I think noticing that it's a relatively straight path and the amulet, this would probably be the last day that he'd do it, unless we started to get lost.
Okay. Did someone draw a bridge? That's adorable. Thank you.
Nice.
I will not show this map because they're
Yeah, probably
You're gonna
does.
stay zoomed in on this little corner of the world.
Welcome to D&D, where you give your players a map they will draw on it.
Oh,
I should show you
I
guys.
was zoomed in to the part and I
Yeah.
just zoomed out.
God damn it. I just zoomed out. Very good.
Vader comes in. It was at this moment that they saw the dick.
Damn it. I'll have to
Oh,
show you
sure.
guys the what is it? It's like an illustration of the map of Strixhaven for the other campaign that I run with Kevin.
Dixhaven.
And god damn it. I'm really surprised they haven't done that yet. They really should have, but it's just like it's got a bunch of characters and stuff on it. It's really beautifully illustrated, but like one guy has extra hair, one guy's like sitting there in thought and they drew him on a toilet, like the whole thing. One guy's like climbing a statue and he's farting. God. It tracks for a university-based campaign. It's fantastic. Anyway. Yeah, so you guys are on this very dark, extremely dark, the only light that you have is the light that you produce path. Is there anything that you would like to do? If not, that's okay.
No.
I mean, I feel like in this environment, Anders would want to keep pushing forward as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mistwin is continuing to look around because he is absolutely shocked that we have not encountered any man-eating plants yet.
You want a man-eating plant? I'll give you a man-eating plant.
Listen, I'm not saying...
I'm not asking for it, but I am asking for it. I'll give you a plant. Man-eating plant. That would be super cool. Okay, thank you.
When in forest.
Have man-eating plants.
Have man-eating plants.
We'll jump their toesies off. Okay. Yeah, so if y'all aren't doing anything specific, we shall continue to expedite through this travel. I'd say another week goes by, considering this is now a completely straight path. It's just really fucking dark. You have no gauge of what time it is. None whatsoever. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning when you guys wake up, or 7 in the evening when you wake up. What's up?
Time out.
Yes. Do you have an idea what time it might be?
Kelby would use druidcraft, which will predict the weather in our next location for 24 hours, and she would try to use that to kind of like backtrack time, right? Like if there were any differences, like if it was windy, if that's not like an option, if it's like it's just the weather's just dark, that's all it is, like then it wouldn't work. But trying to track like the change that way, would be, that's what Kelby would try to do.
I feel
seeing
like
how that's how she survived in the past.
Yeah, I feel like that's reasonable. We had a monk in our Curse of Strahd campaign that had like an orb with druidcraft in it to check the weather and stuff and like visually see it. And I think, you know, it would actually show, hey, look, it's misty as hell. So it would generally show the weather as a whole, including whether or not the sun would be out. It's not like you casting this in here would be specific just to your area. Like, you know, there's sky above the tree line. So it accounts for that. So you would absolutely be able to tell the time of day roughly with this thing. It's not going to show you like a cool mountainside with like a sunrise or a sunset or anything, but maybe here, I'll give you this. What's Kelby's favorite place that she's ever been to? Whether that's home, somewhere in this forest, or anywhere else in general. Like if you could pick the perfect place to just like have as a painting that you can just stare at indefinitely, what would it be?
I think for Kelby, the best place that she had ever been thus far was that night, I forget the name of the tavern, but it was with the party. Poigny hadn't joined us yet. The city with the Pumat Soul.
Oh, Zadash.
In Zadash, the tavern there.
Okay.
Where she performed with Pumpkin. I think that's probably the best place that would come to her mind, was like that's when she had found this funny little group and started to bond with them and felt that spark of like something special. I think that's when she'd be the happiest.
Okay. No, I like that. So whenever you cast your druid craft to check to see what the weather is like, it will show you a localized based weather pattern, but it will show in your mind, or whatever you're using to manifest this small scene of you kind of perched up on top of the bar and performing for your friends. You see the woman that ran the bar, you see the drunk guy in the corner, you see Pumpkin also standing on the bar, like playing like a little tambourine. But in order for this to mechanically work, the door is always open, so you can always see outside. So you can always see if it's raining, if it's cloudy, if it's a bright sunny day. I would also really like to imagine that Kelby, in her adorable way, would change the scenery based on what it looks like outside. So, like, say it was snowing or something, everyone in there would be like in a scarf and like a beanie or something. Or if it's really hot, you see them like, you know, the lady's got her hair up or something, or Chinook is there and he's got his sleeves pulled up. That kind of a thing to indicate the general weather of the area. So that's what you see. And that is how you help navigate the time.
Yeah, I'd she would use that and try to continue keeping light on her focus as we keep going forward. I think that's what Kelby those would be her big focuses. And then, like, again, if we're still having trouble sleeping as we go, casting sleep. And again, like, really struggling to keep that, like, positive demeanor now that the sun is gone.
Is there anyone else doing anything in this bout of travel? Again, if not, it's okay.
Turley would just be doing more of the daylight stuff. Now that it's darker, he would do it at least twice a day. And then I think, does this version of Turley have light or not? I can't remember.
This version.
Nope, Turley 2.0 did not take light. Or did not prepare light.
That's okay.
So just the daylight.
Okay. Excellent. The nights are harder here. You know, based on what Kelby says, that, oh hey, it's daybreak, or oh, the sun's going down. And you try and stick to that schedule, but it is disorienting not having any source of light other than the ones that you generate for yourself to help guide you and to help dictate your circadian rhythm, the internal clock in your brain that tells you, I'm tired and ready to go to sleep now, or it's about that time to eat lunch. You're going purely based off of feeling and the information that you're gathering in your surroundings, not like relatively natural means in any way. So sleep is really hard. It's easy to fall asleep because it's so dark. You can just put out the lights, and it's like it's the same thing as closing your eyes. There is no difference in terms of light reception into your eyes.
I would ask Kelby, was it like this when you left?
No. Even at night you can see the stars. It's actually really jarring that you can't. I don't know what this is, but those doofuses back at the wall, they said that the last traveler they saw was 4 years ago. Not that we got many travelers to begin with, but I imagine that whatever happened here, it happened a while ago. Like, a while ago. And that Wild Mother? Do any of you know what that is?
Do I know what the Wild Mother is?
Yeah.
GM?
Hmm?
Would we know what the Wild Mother is?
I mean, if you want to roll a religion check, if you're uncertain if your character would know or not, yeah, you can roll that. Otherwise, if you feel confident that they would have, like, Anders probably knows all about it.
Yeah, I rolled an 11. Like, the religion stuff would probably not be his focus, but I believe he would have at least have a basic knowledge of the
Yeah.
gods.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Turley would
Turley
know.
would be the
Absolutely.
same. Yeah, and I don't think that he would have gone too much into, like, finding out, like, the inner workings of who Melora was.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he's done a cursory study of, like, which gods are approved and not approved, and which gods are, you know, different people. Like, he's helped many people of many different faiths,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of catered his services to that he's given. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Y'all still talking about the Wild Mother?
Yes, so she is a god, but I assume worshipped in this area. As the name sounds, like Mother of the Forest kind of thing. I'm surprised you have not heard of her.
No. That's not really how things worked at home. The closest thing I guess I have to that is the spirit of the forest. Maybe that's what they mean?
I guess loosely it could be the same. I don't know very much.
Hmm. We don't know what, like, she looked like, or...
I seem to remember she would have, I think, red hair? Turley, do you... like long red hair,
yeah,
maybe?
long red hair, a little curly. Had quite a womanly figure, from what I can recall.
So she was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen her myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if the spirit of the forest wasn't at least connected to the Wild Mother in some way.
Well, because there was that thing, right, that Alfie told us about the gate. And it's closing and the gods are trapped on one side.
Right.
But he also said that there were other things that remained. I guess I kind of hoped that the spirit of the forest was different from what you guys call gods, so there'd be something left. And Gil said it was still here.
I mean,
Or-
based on what we are seeing, it looks like whatever has remained is clearly in charge here now. Unchecked.
Maybe it's just trying to keep things out. Maybe that's not a bad thing.
That is an interesting thought, Kelby.
Almost like going into hibernation to get better, maybe.
Interesting. It's possible.
Because, I mean, we haven't seen any of those spirit orbs since we got here. Right?
Well, we've only seen one other person.
Right, but they can wander wherever.
It's true.
Maybe this is the forest spirit keeping them out. I don't know about the sun, though. That seems like a bit much. What do you think, Queenie?
I think your smorgasbord of gods is an affront to the one true ruler of the afterlife. Then again, I have first-hand knowledge of the afterlife, so my accounting in this situation will be under normal circumstances a bit unwelcome, I think, given what I know about what comes after this.
I mean, by my reasoning, we're getting closer. So it shouldn't be too much longer. And maybe there'll be answers there. The amulet seems like it knows something, right, Anders?
Yes, it is getting stronger as we continue north.
That's good, right?
Closer to our goal, yes. I'm not particularly fond of this particular path, so sooner we can complete this, the better.
Kelby, I've been thinking about something that I wanted to ask you. I know that we're not exactly in your world, time, whatever, because we had that little slippy shit that happened. But
Right.
I mean, I know this is different, but before we came here, how long had you been gone?
Not very long. 6 months?
And we, I'm sorry, GM, did we establish how far we jumped?
10 years.
10 years? And so you think all this could have happened in 10 years?
Wait, I
Seems
thought it was
like-
30. Is
Oh,
it not
sorry.
30?
No, you're right. Yeah, sorry. It's 30 years, but all of the bullshit that's been happening has been happening for the last 10. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay.
So, do you think all this could have happened in the last 30 years? Because that seems, I mean, I don't know, to change an entire forest this much in 30 years. The ancient trees been around for longer than all of us combined, and in 30 years it changes this much.
I changed a lot since I met you. I can do things that I only ever dreamed about. I think magic makes crazy things possible.
Yes.
I'm kind of sad that you won't get to see parts of it the way I remember it. I hated it here, but it'd be beautiful. Particularly
kno-
at night.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay.
I was just gonna say, hey, maybe if we find another one of those contraption things, it'll take us to a time when we can see it.
Right. Well, save the world, and then you guys can go to the Lushgut Forest. Who wants to do that? Not me.
I do. I'd love to know where you come from.
You'll see soon enough.
Shall we see now? Now seems like a good time. I mean, unless you're all busy.
We're working on it.
We're moving through this dark.
Well, I'm ready to be there. I'm sure it's gonna be nice.
Can't be worse.
Don't say that. I bet it could.
Oh, cross our fingers. Anyway, look. Sorry, I've been kind of distracted. I've been marking all the locations that we've been in on the map.
Oh.
And then Pointy stole it from me and drew a big nasty sea monster on it too.
Pawnee, is that your mom that you were talking about before?
Oh.
No, she is, she's much smaller.
2 heads, though?
As- 2 heads? Where do you see 2 heads?
On the map.
Oh,
the
no,
monster.
that is the dragon lady that we saw. I drew
Yeah,
many
you missed
heads.
it, Turley.
Oh, well, I thought.
Yes, no, this was actually the person who had kidnapped Mistwinds, Moser.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. What does the angry monkey mean?
I'm not the best drawer. That's the giant we fought. Back in Frickley. You guys remember Frickley? I wonder how they're doing.
Hope they're okay.
Well, at least we were there to give them hope. Maybe it lasted this long. But look! I even drew Poigny on the map up here, where we met him.
Where I do not see. Can you point to it for me, Miss, when I do not see me on the map?
I think it's the one. It kind of looks like a cat. I think it might be making fun of your ears.
Again, I'm not the best drawer.
It's really grumpy.
You're referring to this angry, this gaucho Marx-looking kitten?
I don't know. I think Mr. did a really good job. Here, look at me, Poigny.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Sour. Oh, there
Yes.
it is. Yeah. I
Yep,
can see
that's it.
Yeah,
That's,
see it,
that's
right?
the look. Yep.
That's actually really uncanny. Good
thank
work,
you.
Miss Twin.
I've been trying it out,
I feel like I
doing
should
different
be
things.
offended. This feels...
I know sometimes it can be challenging to be seen, Poigny. Kelby will rest a little hand on her elbow and kind of whisper, "But you don't have to be afraid of us anymore."
I don't know why, but this feels racist. And someday I will be able to prove it. You are lucky you are a terrible artist, Miss Twin.
You know, thick fingers and all.
We will let it pass for now.
I think I see a light up ahead. Just kidding.
You don't. You see no light.
It's endless darkness. and just slump.
How much further do we have to go?
Are we there yet?
I'm tired of slogging through this wet grass and mud.
Can't you fly?
No, I can levitate. It is different.
Can you explain to me exactly how levitation is different than flying?
Flight implies propulsion. Levitation implies a hovering of sorts where I am only able to move up or down.
What if you were to have some sort of propulsion device while
Such as-
levitating? Well, I don't know. This stick here could probably give you a good little bit of speed.
And how am I supposed to use this stick? Am I supposed to row?
No,
along
no.
the
You
mud?
see, you levitate kind of like I'm throwing you up in the sky, and then I hit you like a rock in a field, and we see how far you'll just slide forward. You won't have to be in the muck anymore.
I do not like this plan. I do
All
not.
right. Well,
I do not appreciate the violence of this plan.
we can workshop it.
I would please like very much to workshop.
Sure.
One that perhaps involves less striking of my body.
We could also tie a rope around his leg, and he can levitate. We can just pull him along.
Oh yeah, kind of like a balloon or something.
Like a balloon,
I saw.
yes.
Yeah.
And you would pull me like a rickshaw horse.
More like a
like
kite.
a cart horse or a pony.
Sure. Or I could tie you to Fergus's collar and
That's a brilliant idea.
This sounds like a good plan. However, would Fergus's flesh hold together long enough? I fear if we tied a rope around him that it would sink into the wet muck of his decaying body.
well, there's only one way to find out. Let me know if you ever want to be a kite.
Okay, I will. There is a part of this that intrigues me quite a bit, so I will think on it.
Imagine if we did it in like a thunderstorm.
How long does levitate last?
Shirley's behind you, like looking at your cloak, like holding it out to see, like, oh yeah, we could totally get like a piece of wood or something here and just maybe get some wind resistance. Be good.
It would be fun someday. I mean, current conversation aside, it would be fun to like find an open field someday and just fly kites. You ever done that when you're an adult? I feel like I haven't done that since I was a child. Everything just kind of catches up to you and you don't get to do those small things anymore.
I don't know if I'm lucky that I have never done that or if I'm unlucky that I've never done that and I'm an adult.
Well, someday we'll fly kites, Charlie. Pointy shaped or not.
Monyi, you got any friends we can tie a rope to and levitate?
No. I do not have any friends.
Monyi,
I have Legion. What?
the fuck you don't have friends?
Would you mean?
I mean, that hurts a little bit.
Do you think I would just fly anyone like a kite?
Oh, well, you know. I did not want to. This is very awkward. I did not want to imply or impose or presume.
Curly just stands there with his arms open.
What
I think it's time
what
for
do
a
you
group
do?
hug.
What are you
Group hug,
doing?
everybody.
What is this? I do not.
Come here. Come
Oh,
on.
no. Oh, this is not. I do not. Ooh.
Oh, come on.
Oh, this
Oh,
is.
you're nice and warm. Where were
Why?
you when we were in the cold?
Why is it wet?
It's just a little damp and moist. I sweat a lot. It takes a lot of effort to walk in this.
Come on, Anders. Come on,
Brother.
Kelby. Group hug.
Oh, dear.
Okay,
This
but I
is-
have to be on the outside because I have to be able to breathe.
Okay.
Oh, it's musty.
Anders. Group hug.
I'm good, thank you.
Anders.
Do that fast friends thing. They can
It
get a
only
hug.
works on dummies.
Mm.
Oh, good compliment. Come on, Anders. You only have to do it once. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, the god is worse with more.
Oh, you are warm. Very interesting.
Anders. I think Kelby cast fast friends on Yi. I don't think he would have normally done this.
Oh, it's clammy and not very
Oh,
viscous.
you're fine.
Kelby will use minor illusion and make it look like we have like a little like oh, like light raining down on us.
And Turley
then-
will use prestidigitation to make a fart sound.
And then Fergus tackles us all.
Oh my god!
And disintegrates.
Disintegrate.
I'd love it if little fireball would just like try to jump on top of us afterwards. Like
Smokey
just
just
running and then yep.
Just like. It jumps on but collides a little too hard and then just white light. Miles.
The trees like
he just
The
comes
entire
screaming.
menagerie coast.
Or 100 miles away, there's like a family eating dinner on the Menagerie Coast as like a wall of white just covers the land.
from space, a mushroom cloud just
Mhm.
very good.
Fucking hell.
All
On
right.
that note,
Group hug. I love it.
group hug. Nuclear winter.
Yeah. Damn it. Oh, I love bonding moments. They're my favorite. Everyone gets into this group hug, and we're gonna have the camera like fade to black. Sleep continues to be an issue. It's getting to the point where you're having to take multiple breaks throughout the day because you can't sleep for more than 2 to 4 hours without being bombarded and incessantly mocked by whatever dreams you're having. Someone roll a d6 for me. We're just going to determine who
got
to
it.
talk to first. Thank you.
That's a suit.
That's a 6. Hey, Poignet. We're going to talk to you first.
Uh-oh.
So you notice in your repeated dreams, you're trying to pay attention, trying to basically lucid dream to figure out what the fuck is going on. As time has passed, your dream has begun to hone in on the area that you're currently in. Just complete darkness. And still, the one thing that remains is that person in a robe. And time progresses, and it's becoming easier to try and pull them out of your periphery and into your immediate view. Until one night, you can actually look at them and they don't disappear. The remaining landscape of your dream falls away and cascades into a void, where it's just you and this person standing there. Complete darkness and silence. What do you do?
Who are you?
They don't move.
Where did you come from?
Silence.
Kuan Yin approaches the figure.
Okay, how close do you get?
Close enough to see their face.
This person is draped in a long, dark, gray robe with the hood pulled up over their face and their head and draped in such a way that you can't see their face at all. You have to be right next to them and underneath them looking up in order to even potentially see who they are.
What do you want?
They finally move, and they extend out their right hand just outside of the sleeve of their robe. And you see their hand is very heavily tattooed. There's barely any space on their skin that exposes their natural skin. They hold it palm facing forward.
Empty?
Empty.
Kuan Yin will regard the hand for a moment. Do you want a deal?
They're just sitting there with their hand out.
Kuan Yin will like raise a hand, but like tentatively like withdraw. And, like consider this moment for a second. And he'll reach out to grab that hand.
Your hand passes through it. And you notice when you go to grab their hand that it's kind of like distorted in a way. Like, think of like a static vision or something where you can't 100% focus on the thing that's in front of you. The gray robe itself is perfectly visible, but their hand, you can't really make anything distinct out on it other than the fact that it is very heavily tattooed. And yet your hand still passes directly through it.
Kuan Yin will clench his fist for a second and start to build up this kind of green energy around his fist. And he'll open his hand to have like this kind of ectoplasmic exterior. Still his hand, but extra large and with the fingernails grown out a little bit. And he'll whisper "Mortis" as like the hand slides off of his wrist. And a chill touch hand will start to like inch forward and then try to grab onto the figure's hand.
The chill touched hand continues through this figure entirely. How close are you to it?
Close enough to try and see his face, so like maybe 5 to 10 feet.
Okay. It very suddenly moves at such a pace that it is undetectable, and suddenly their other hand is outside of the robe and placed on your chest, directly above your soul coin. And before you even have a moment to react, you see a vision. You see a necklace sitting in a pool of blood. It's dark wherever this is. Fiery red dark. And you notice that the pool of blood that this necklace is sitting in is very, very slowly, almost imperceptibly, absorbing the liquid.
Can I reach out for it?
There's no way for you to do that. This is just something you're seeing in your head.
What does the necklace look like?
It looks like a chain, and the actual like amulet portion of it is a vial of blood.
What is this? What are you showing me?
Almost as soon as you ask this question, you are suddenly back in focus, standing in front of this figure. Their hand has been removed from your chest. Their other hand is now like linked with the other hand in their robe, and they're just standing there. They just kind of very lightly nod, disappear into a flurry of smoke, and you wake up. Can you roll a d6 for me?
Wait. Five.
Turley. You have nearly the same dream. Same progression to the point where you are standing in this void with someone wearing a long gray robe standing in front of you. What do you do?
If this is some kind of test, I'm not taking it.
They just stand there.
Is there something you need? Do you are you reaching out because you're in need of some healing or something like that?
They extend their right hand out towards you.
It's healing that you want?
They don't move.
Do I have my staff with me?
Mm-hmm.
First question, is it warm? Second question, if I peek under the wraps, is it glowing?
Remind me what it means if it's warm.
Warm means I'm in danger right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
need to start fighting.
Okay. Neither of
It's
those
the
things...
narrative version of we can't be surprised.
Right, yeah. Neither of those conditions are present.
All right.
This is also a heavily tattooed hand, but still obscured. You can't tell if it's a gnome, a tiefling, an orc. Like, you literally can't tell the kind of person that is extending their hand out towards you.
So this is a GM please help the player question. I've seen magical tattoos back in the first arc, didn't I?
I believe so.
Do these, I know that they're not necessarily as like honed in and focused, but do these look similar to that? Like they're with some sort of arcane or magical intent?
Yeah, you would be able to immediately parse that. Again, you can't tell the exact detail of the tattoos themselves, but you would know that there is a purpose for these, other than aesthetics.
Did someone bind you here?
They don't move.
Can you at least show me your face so I know who I'm talking to?
With the same kind of speed that Poignet experienced in their dream, Turley experiences the same thing, where this figure is now directly in front of them, but their hand is on Turley's shoulder now. And Turley goes into a visioned-like state. Instead of seeing something in a specific setting, you see a specific person, but in a kind of zoomed-in focus. You see someone holding on to a necklace.
Do I recognize the person?
They're turtle hands.
I get closer to try to get a better view of who this person is.
You have no ability to do so. It is just a vision that you are experiencing in your head.
Sure. Okay. I suppose if I try to talk, it's not going to happen either then.
Yeah, nothing happens with that.
Mhm.
The necklace itself appears to be a medallion on a chain. Any kind of detail that you're trying to make out, anything very specific, is kind of hard to tell. But it does look like there's some sort of like silhouette on it, like someone carved a person doing something on this.
Does the turtle hands look young or old?
Young.
Like child young or like young adult young?
Young adult young.
I don't recognize the clothes that this person's wearing as like my own when I was a kid, do I?
Nope.
Well, if I can't move and I can't talk and I'm not getting much details besides it's fuzzy and hazy, I'd try to cast guidance on myself, which I don't think I can because that belief requires touch and I can't move. And I would just try to remember as much of it as I could, just in case I forget it when I wake up.
That's nearly what happens as you're trying to decipher this and figure out your next steps. Do I cast guidance on myself? No, I can't do that. Do I try and do anything? Can I move forward? No, there's no body for me to move forward in. This is just me being shown something. And nearly as soon as that happens, you flip back into perspective of this person with their hand on your shoulder. They're very quickly moved backwards. Their hands together in this robe disappears into a poof of smoke.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Turley's like strategist brain is kicking in. Like he's like I'm looking at the board and trying to see how everything works together, and just internalizing as much as he can and trying to think a couple moves ahead. And I don't think he has any answers right now. It's more just kind of processing the information he has. I mean, I think at this point he's accepted that he's helpless, and he's just an observer in this.
Awesome. Okay. Can you roll a d6 for me?
I would love nothing more, and I will do it with the dice that you got me.
Oh.
It's a 1.
A 1? Hey, Kelby. Similar vibe, same situation. You're standing in front of this robed figure.
Can I walk around in this void?
Absolutely.
Kelby would would take a couple hesitant steps towards the person.
Are you here to help me? Or to hurt me?
They do the same thing. They extend their hand out.
You're not gonna say anything? You're just gonna put your hand out like a fucking weirdo?
They don't move.
Every night since I've gotten here, you've been in my dreams, and every night you've disappeared or changed, and now I'm just supposed to take your weird tattooed hand and what?
Speaking of the tattoos, can I make out what they are at all?
You
the shapes of them?
You can try. You can roll a perception check if you'd like.
Yeah. Oof, that's a 13. Oh, hell yeah, +8. He'll be very perceptive. So that's a 21?
21, okay. It's still kind of in that weird distorted state where you can't tell like what kind of hand this is. It shifts between like different sentient beings sort of a thing, but the constant in that remains the tattoos that are on the hand. So you sit there and focus as it like oddly shifts between whatever sort of hand might be in front of you, and you're able to jot down a couple symbols, or like try and memorize them the best that you can. Outside of that, it's really hard to see.
Like, maybe you could just, I don't know, try fucking using your words like everybody else. Maybe just for once, you dim-witted, pansy-brained ballsack, you could just say what I need to know.
As you're
So I
saying
don't have
this,
to keep guessing.
as you're saying this, the figure moves very quickly up towards you and puts a finger up to your mouth to try and shush you. And as soon as they make contact, you experience a similar vision to your friendos. Same sort of vibe of the dreams that you keep having, but with this specific instance, you see someone wearing a necklace. This necklace is mostly like twine, and it has little wooden figures of animals around it. It looks kind of frayed. The paint on the wooden figures seem kind of dulled and chipped away. But what strikes you as odd is the person that's wearing it. They appear natural in the sense that they're of nature. Their skin is completely made of bark. And the clothing that is draped over them is barely hiding the fact that it's like jagged pieces of bark that is holding this person together. And yet this necklace remains around their neck.
I think Kelby like naturally would have, like, as this vision hits, but like knowing this person was going to kind of touch her in a like don't touch me like that kind of way, like particularly with a stranger, her inclination would have been to like move back. I'm assuming that would like break the vision is with the contact.
They would have changed position, actually. They would have gone to try and shush you, but instead would have like very, very gently like cupped the side of your face with their hand.
Gotcha. I think then the shock of like having the vision and coming to like she would just look at this like robed figure breathing hard of like what the fuck just happened. And there would be a moment of just shock and fear and confusion that just like 100 emotions just streak across Kelby's face as she goes from like, what does it mean? I don't fucking know. Who is this person? I don't like all of these things till eventually it settles on a little scowl, and anger kind of boils up in her.
You vile, tiny, dick-tossing son of a bitch!
She's like immediately starts cursing them out again.
You're like mid-curse when this figure goes back to their kind of stalwart stance with their hands clasped beneath their robe and disappears.
I'm gonna find you, you son of a bitch!
Oh, that's great. They disappear into a plume of smoke. I will not have you roll a d6. He missed one. Same vibe.
Yes.
Hi. You have this robed figure standing before you. What do you do?
Well, finally show yourself. Who are you supposed to be then? Some
They
sort
don't
of a god?
They don't
A spirit?
They don't move.
Do I feel anything from this thing? Do I feel a sense of comfort, danger? Not necessarily immediate danger, but I don't know. What's the vibe?
It is entirely neutral.
Oh god.
You have no perception of ill will or good intent.
Well, can I cast a spell?
You can try.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm just gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Nothing happens.
Darn you.
But what does happen, excuse me, is they recognize you going through the motions of trying to cast a spell, and excuse me. They very quickly move up towards you. They put one hand on one shoulder and another on the urn of your brother. Or wait, no, you don't have that. Do you still have that?
I still have it.
Okay, yeah. So you have that. They put their hands accordingly. And once they make contact with your shoulder, is when you have your vision. It is one that you have had repeatedly and continue to have nearly every night that you fall asleep. It is the same scene over and over of you rushing to your brother's chambers. But it's focused, or at least part of it is. You see a chain with some sort of a charm on it hanging off of the wrist of someone. It looks like a piece of wood, carved into like the shape of like a goblet. And you know, you get into the room where your brother is and it's fuzzy. You can't make out details. Everything in your immediate vicinity is imperceptible. And the only way that you can see where this chain is on the wrist of the person that you are seeing this vision through. You are not seeing through your own perspective.
And I can't like move my hands or like look around.
Nope. You are basically on a like a track with this. This all happens in an instant too.
Is the hand gloved? Or do I notice anything special?
You would recognize it.
The hand?
I mean, yeah.
Whose hand is it?
Dirge's hand.
I'm assuming the one that he didn't lose in that fight? Okay.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? Is Dirge still alive?
You are pulled out of this vision, and the robed figure stands before you, hands clasped, and disappears into a cloud of smoke. It's like that feeling of trying to vividly dream, and as soon as you get really excited about it, it just wakes you up.
All right. Are we all awake now?
Not quite. Anders. Same
Yes.
thing. You have this robed figure standing before you. What do you do?
Anders would approach the figure, and I would want to walk around the figure and look at the robes and see if there's any iconography or any stitching or patterns or anything like that on the robes themselves.
Gotcha. You don't even need to roll a check for this. They are plain gray robes, sorry. There's nothing even remotely special about them.
Okay. He would come back around in front of the figure. What is your purpose? Why are you haunting our dreams?
The figure extends a hand out, but not... You wouldn't know this, but not in the same way that's happened to your friends, but instead points directly at you.
Just pointing at me in general, or something I have on me?
You can make a perception check.
All right. Ooh. 12.
Even with that, you know they're pointing directly at the amulet on your neck.
All right. So I look down and kind of, grasp underneath it. This?
The figure very slowly walks up to you and gently cups your hand underneath, like between theirs, like a sandwich kind of. And the hands are very heavily tattooed, but they appear older, like wrinkled, very thin and frail.
Do I recognize any of the tattoos?
You can try and make a Arcana check if you'd like.
Ooh, all right. I'll give it a shot. Not very good at that. Nope, that's a 1 for a 3.
These are almost imperceptibly
That tracks.
small.
Okay.
It is extremely detailed. Basically pictured like really beautiful henna.
Okay.
That is hyper detailed to the point where you would really have to get super close to it to actually see the detail that you're trying to look for. You feel them hold your hands. Their hands are very cold.
I do not understand. What? Speak. What is your purpose? What do you want from me?
They gently squeeze your hands, and as that happens, you are thrown into a vision where you are standing in front of a mirror that directly reflects yourself in the point that you are in this dream. Your hands still kind of like holding onto this amulet, but their hands are not there. But you can see yourself doing this. Though into the reflection, you see a screaming banshee behind you, reaching out towards you.
I turn around.
There's nothing there.
I look back in the mirror.
It's just you.
I go up and like touch the mirror.
It kind of ripples as you touch it.
Can I push through it?
Do you want to?
I like to try, yeah.
Okay. It goes through.
Like my hand goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll step in.
You do so, you end up on the other side of the mirror in the same void that you were standing in front of this figure.
Oh.
Their
Are you
hands
trying...
Oh, go ahead.
Are you trying to warn us of danger? Coming for this. The amulet.
They say nothing. They grasp their hands together underneath their robe and disappear into a poof of smoke, and you wake up. You all have had very strange dreams ever since you stepped foot in this forest. They become isolating in a way, and yet you've had this one constant that unites you all. I'm not sure if any of you would have talked about this. Having this same robed figure in your dreams. But what you do know is that there is very obviously something that they're trying to tell you. Something that they're trying to show you. And trying to connect the dots to make it easier to bridge that gap. I think this is where we're going to end the session for tonight.